take a seat back in the car, please. Take a seat back in your vehicle.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Pledge of Allegiance of the United States is an expression of allegiance to the flag of the United States and Republic of the United States of America, originally composed by Colonel George Balch in 1887, later revised by Francis Bellamy in 1892 and formally adopted by Congress as the Pledge in 1942. The official name, the Pledge of Allegiance, was adopted in 1945. The last change in language came on Flag Day in 1954 when the words "under God" were very powerful words put together, but as you can hear in the background of my podcast, that everybody is not treated as this pledge states. I know police officers recite this pledge. I know state workers recite this pledge. I know federal workers recite this pledge. I know many schools recite this pledge. For some reason, America and her people and her peoples continue to fall short of this. Now, I know it's kind of hard for you to understand or to even hear what I'm saying because I purposely have this assault playing loud in the background because I want you to understand that the interference that you're hearing in the background with me at this moment is the same type of interference that I, as a black man and black people, have to deal with every day. It might not be physical all the time, but there's always a threat of physical force. I understand that some of the police officers that's carrying out the justice, as they explained to the young woman that you hear being accosted and thrown around by a large white man. This woman look like she weighs no more than 120 pounds. Being slammed to the ground, being twisted up, being told that she need to put her hands to her back and surrender all of her natural instinct to move or to even run because her life is in danger.
And I kept telling her to get back in, close your doors. No, it's all right. I'm not gonna do it. And then she just starts fighting.
She must not fall up under the Pledge of Allegiance.
No, I'm good.
Many of us out here don't fall up under this Pledge of Allegiance. Maybe we don't stand as one nation, or maybe we don't stand in the one nation under God. Maybe we are the part that has been divided out already. Maybe we don't fit into the indivisible part of America. With liberty and justice for all. Where's the liberty and the justice being shown? All over. I watched this video, man, and
did you see what happened? I just seen her resisting the whole time.
I had to turn
you're a witness, if you don't mind hanging
away
around, are you going in the window?
for just a second, but then I got right back into it. Right? And I really started looking at what was going on. And I'm starting to see what one of the major issues is. And what I'm seeing is that many of the people that I'm hearing are the brave and the bold within our community, the police officers. I'm hearing fear. Well, I'm hearing and I'm seeing fear in how they react to black people.
I don't know what it came across as.
I understand that they want to make it home, but
This is your fault, by the way. You jinxed me.
we have to be very clear with some of these officers. The truth of the matter is that the job that you have
Yeah, I did.
is very
That's what I do
dangerous,
somewhere.
and you may not make it home.
What's up here?
This is why, when you leave, you should kiss your babies. You should tell your wife or your husband that you love them, and you should leave that life there, because you have taken on the mantle of an officer, someone that upholds the law, which means that you will be put in the line of fire if need be, which means that you may be shot, or you may drown trying to save somebody, or you may catch on fire trying to run into a house to help the citizens, because you represent to the state what the white blood cells represent to the body. The warriors, supposed the warriors of our cities, the protectors of our cities. In protecting, you know there's a possibility that you may be harmed. That's part of it. See, what I'm noticing is that because I used to teach my sons, I said, there's three types of people. And I told y'all this before. And to distinguish between what type of person you're dealing with can simply be found out by administering a slap. What do you mean? Because you have individuals that want to win. You have individuals that don't like to fight but can fight. And you have those individuals that love to fight. Now, when you administer the slap, you have a good chance that the person that you slap is one of the 85%, and this is one of the individuals who just want to win. They really don't want to fight. They'll quickly grab a gun, they'll quickly leave, they'll do whatever they need to do. They just want to win. They want to come out on top. They believe that they can talk shit and control the reaction of somebody else that they're talking to. They believe, right? They believe that you are not supposed to respond to them, that you better not touch them. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to fight. They just want to win. They want to have a story to tell, but they don't want to do the work for the story. And what I'm starting to see is that many of our officers fit into this category. They just want to win.
Well, do you still believe that there's racism out there? Yes.
I don't want to put myself in harm's way because I don't supposed to put myself in harm's way, but that's some bullshit.
You believe it goes both ways?
That's some bullshit. As a warrior in my community, it's my job that when I see somebody who is not able to defend themselves, somebody who is outclassed, when I'm in my community and I see this, I step up. You don't believe it? Follow my record, homie. You know what I'm saying? The point is, I made a pledge to my elders. I made a pledge to my community, and I step up and I do that. Right? You get paid for it. And yet, you run around bullying. You run around bullying. It don't matter how big or how little people are. You shoot first. Why? Because you scared. You scared. You don't believe I'm starting to notice that most officers that do this has no faith in humanity whatsoever. And because you have no faith in humanity, you have tarnished your profession. And now your profession and other individuals who are not part of that 85%, like your weak ass, have to deal with the reaction from the people. It's incredible how much a coward can destroy something that took years and years to build. Now, back to my little analogy. Alright, you got the 85%. Then you got that like 10 to 12%. 10 to 12% of individuals that don't like to fight, but it's pretty damn good at it.
I can throw that card just.
So now when you slap, you got 85% of a chance that you done ran into somebody who just want to win. More than likely, they're going to reveal who they really are, and you need to handle your business if you get to the point where you have to slap them.
To be honest with you, it's a matter
Now,
of the opinion.
every now and then you might run into that 10 to 12%. And that's that person that don't like to fight, but is pretty damn good at it. This is the individual that might train secretly. This is the individual that might train publicly, and everybody just think that, you know, they're not looking for trouble. They avoid fights. They move away from it and stuff like that. But then you find out when the shit goes down, they are here to be fucked. They're not to be played with. These are true warriors. Right? These are true warriors. And we got some police, we got 10 to 12% of our police that's like that. They're the ones that's running in to talk people down. They're the ones that are running to the fire and put somebody out. They're the ones that's probably kissing their loved ones and letting them know how much they love them before they go on the job, because they know there's a good chance that they're not going to come back. Lastly, you have that elite group between 3 to 5% of the population are probably that's looking for a fight. Not just looking for a fight, they love to fight. They more than likely they're not looking to start it, but they love a fight. They fight the fight. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if they win, they don't care if they lose, they fight the fight. Right? Elite warriors. These are the individuals that usually end up in rings and stuff like that, or end up earning a little bit of money on the side by fighting, and you know they're really deep into the martial arts or into improving their skills, right? But we have to really be cognizant of this. We got a bunch of police officers that are operating in fear, because the public servant is operating in fear. This fear reverberates throughout the communities that they serve. You got individuals driving around with power who are scared. And what happens when somebody is scared, find out that they have a little bit of power, have a little bit of authority? They become bullies. And in becoming bullies, they cause a whole bunch of shit to go down, because they get out and bully one person. This one person go and argue with somebody else, which causes a whole nother escalation of things, because they've been getting messed with. Right? So now we got this group of bullies that's being let loose in the black community. And turn around and say shit like, oh, you know, the largest percent of black people have very violent reactions. You know, y'all can't really control who and what you are. You know, you're violent people. Now, I want to stress this, and I know some of y'all going to get upset, but I'm going to say it any damn way. I want y'all to listen up to this, right? Many, I ain't even going to say many. We look at the last 2,000 years, and we put people into groups like some of y'all like to do, and we compare the amount of fuckery, violence, rape, murder, larceny, theft that has been done throughout the history of the world. The West Asian, or also known as the European, topped the list. So for a white police officer to look at any black person on this goddamn planet and say your people are the most violent, when our people were snatched up from one place and brought here. When the Native Americans were exterminated from the very land that we are standing on, and we pledge allegiance to the goddamn flag to. Been involved in if there was ever a world war, these motherfuckers was at the center of it. Come on now. How in the hell? Listen, every last one of y'all that's listening to this, right? When somebody confronts you with the violence that's going on in the black community, you confront them with the violence that's been going on in Europe since goddamn near the beginning of time. You confront them about some of the wars or some of the violence that's going on over there right now. That ain't no black people over there doing that shit. Ain't no black people blowing up cars and walking into bars and shooting motherfuckers and chasing motherfuckers down at papers and shit and shooting individuals and shit. That ain't us. So when somebody comes at you or comes and it's like, black people are so violent. Why are you so violent? I don't understand. Listen. Oh, man. Y'all just don't even understand me. Listen, this has been Brother Hatem. I want to say thank you for listening. Remember to support me on Patreon if you like the work that I'm doing. If you like the programs that I'm putting together for adults and youth. Check out some of my writings on my blog at Gye-Nyame.com. Be sure to support me on Patreon at patreon.com/GNJ. And with that, Brother Hatem is out.